last Christmas Carol review, and I'm so happy I get to end with a favorite, The Muppets Christmas Carol. This movie came out in 1993, it runs for about 89 minutes, and it stars Michael Caine as Scrooge. I always say that The Muppets Christmas Carol and Alistair Sim are tied for first place, but I have to be honest, having just watched this, it really has an edge with me. I think it's that nostalgic value. When I was a kid, my sister used to do a lot of the movie picking for us, and she would keep picking this one every year, and I came to love it too. So when I watch it now, it's connected to the memories of our family at Christmas, and her and I watching it together and laughing, and then going back and forth and quoting it, and just the really wonderful... I don't know why it's making me emotional all of a sudden. So when I think about this movie, I think about her. We don't get to spend Christmas together very often. We bought it for her for Christmas last year so that she can watch it with her kids, actually, because she's expecting another one. And so... nostalgia is a really big part of Christmas Carol. I can't believe I started crying during a YouTube review. This is ridiculous. The show must go on. I don't know what happened there. There are so many things that I love about... my voice is all watery and stupid now. There are so many things that I love about this version that I do not know where to start. I love that it uses the framing mechanism of having Gonzo and Rizzo the Rat telling the story. Gonzo is playing Charles Dickens. It makes it educational, but it also does what the Muppets did really well in breaking the fourth wall over and over and over again. This is yet another musical version. This one has music by Paul Williams, and I love the music for this movie. It is fun and catchy. No, I don't know the words, but I know the melodies, and so I can hum along, and I really enjoy them. They're very upbeat, very Christmassy. One really interesting thing about the music, though, is that for the DVD release, maybe not for the Blu-ray one, but for the DVD release, they cut one of the songs. The song that Belle sings to Scrooge when she is breaking off their engagement, When Love Is Gone or The Love Is Gone. When I first heard that they had cut that out, I was like, oh, well, that's no biggie. I think we fast-forwarded it a few times. But I just saw it, and, I think that was a terrible mistake, because... number one, I liked the song. Number two, it's a beautiful scene. One of those perfect wintry scenes. Third of all, the lyrics are important, relevant to the story. Fourth of all, older Scrooge comes up and joins her in singing, and it helps shows his regret. Fifth of all, there's a reprise of the song at the end. And sixth of all, there's a pop version in the credits. So, why did they cut it? I know that I didn't really mind when I first heard about the cut, but now I am indignant. Michael Caine is Scrooge, and I think he does an excellent job. He's a grown man, famous actor, and he's interacting with all of these puppets, and I think he did an excellent job of acting like it was perfectly normal. In many ways, I think it's a subtler performance, and it's very sensitive. This version, more than any other, makes me feel emotional. And maybe that's why I just started crying at the beginning of this review. I don't know. I was just primed for it, I guess. There are a lot of things that make me sad in this. Pretty much every time I see Scrooge's eyes fill with tears, I also want to cry. And when Tiny Tim sings a song and then he's coughing, that makes me sad. Just seeing this rabbit shivering in newspapers after Scrooge has yelled at him, that makes me sad, and... it's just one after another trigger. What else? I love the ghosts, the Marley Brothers, and the wispy child Ghost of Christmas Past that has some really fascinating special effects. The Ghost of Christmas Present is so much fun and so lovable. And then the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come that is scary, but also in a way understanding. Not so much a threatening presence as just the unavoidable, impartial presence of death. Ooh, getting kind of deep there. I love the jokes, so many quotable lines from this, and just so many funny things. I mean, one of my favorite parts is when the choir boys are singing on the street, and one of them punches the other in the face, and his face gets all scrunched up, and he just flops over. It makes me laugh out loud every time. I wouldn't say it's watered down too much, though. The biggest omission is that of Scrooge's sister coming to get him at the school. Everything else, I'd say, is pretty small. Is there anything that I don't like? Yes, actually, I did discover one thing that I don't like. The Ghost of Christmas Present brings Scrooge to Fred's house. They are playing a game. It's basically 20 questions. Fred is thinking of Scrooge, and they end up describing him as an unwanted thing that's not a rat or a cockroach, and Scrooge looks so hurt. Even as bad as Scrooge was, I don't like seeing someone's feelings hurt like that. And I also don't think that it represented Fred accurately, because he's supposed to stand up for his uncle despite everything. So I think that was a mistake. But that was really the only thing that bothered me in this. Everything else I loved. I just love this version so much. I am happy to report that it is still just as good as I remembered, and I strongly suspect that this version will always be a favorite. So that's it. Those are my 12 Christmas Carol reviews. Thank you for watching them. Thank you for commenting. It's been fun. I am glad, though, that it's over, because it's time to watch something else. Merry Christmas!